Welcome guys and gals, how are you? Rick9G here, and thank you so much for all the support and love you have given me just throughout your patronage. I really appreciate it. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to turn grass into basically bales, into hay bales. And it's very simple. So you want to start out in your world. Obviously, you have to have the good amount of money. This is one of my Let's Play worlds that I'm using. And so the first thing you're going to have to buy is a tractor. So choose whatever tractor you want. Please be aware of this maximum power. And so this is electric power, and this is horsepower. And so machines match up with that. You're going to have to get one of those. You're also going to have to get a mower, of course. To start out, I would just recommend one of these, the Kuhn FC3525F, $13,000. Get a tractor. This one would be okay. This one is okay probably as well. Only buy the front mower. Let me just lower it and turn it on. Of course, it's going to take a while to cut all the grass, but you do have the advantage of a good speed. You do have a really good speed. Let's see, what do we max out at? 13 miles an hour, somewhere in there. And you can just drive around basically everywhere we see grass, and it'll cut your grass for you. Now, you could really make that a lot better, as I was doing when I started the video, of course, with buying this. Now, this is a little more expensive. It's going to be a little more of an investment, but as you get more money, go ahead and buy it. 52 grand. And you will see, well, as you have seen in the beginning of the video, the big difference that it makes and the large amount of grass that it does cut. And so let me lower the back end there. Front end is lowered, and there we go. So now look at that. It does depend on what terrain you're on. So if you're on certain hills and so forth, it will be better. See, now I'm slowing down because I'm going over that hill, but once you come down the hill, it'll be great. So find a nice flat area, and look at this. You're getting a lot of grass. So this is the first step. Make sure you mow as much grass as you can, and let me show you the second step. The second step is to buy a tedder. A tedder? Yeah, just a tedder, not tedderer. Tedder. And they're found down here. And there's two different types. This one has a width of 6.5 meters. This one has double the length, so 13. I'm going to go with the small one just for now, just to show you the principle of how it works. I need to go pick it up in the shop, or I can just for the sake of this video, let me just quickly, there we go, just reset it so that it pops up here and makes it a little simpler. I'm going to hook up with this and meet you guys over there by my cows, where I have cut, oh, wrong side. So you have to connect it. You see the little warning signs there, the stripes, that tells you that's the back of it. And so let me connect to that, and again, I will meet you in the cow area where I have been cutting that grass. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we have made it back without being attacked by zombies or any flying creatures. Anyway, let me open the tedder, or unfold it, they say. And so what you're doing here, the grass is cut, but the grass is wet. And so the idea is this turns it around and dries it. It kind of instantly dries it. In real life, it just flips it over and mixes it around so it can dry evenly. But there we go, and that's how it works. Make sure the implement is down. It is down. And that's it. You would just basically run over the grass. And when it turns that dark green color, then you're good. It has been tedded. And you need to do this step before you can bale grass. If you will put the baler over that area over there, that you see where the grass is a little greener than the dark ground, it will not pick it up at all. And so please make sure you ted the grass, or else you're going to say, well, what happened? So it is a few steps to get the hay, but if you're doing this to feed your cows, which is pretty much what this is for, then it is a little time consuming, but it is so worth it because you increase your productivity a great amount. And so this is the second step. It is the necessary step. Basically all these steps are necessary, except for the next one. The next one is called wind rowing, and wind rowing gets all this, so I'm talking while I'm doing this to get a good swath of area. But basically like I said, it's not necessary. You could directly, now this dark area, run over this with a baler, and it'll pick it up. The problem is it'll only pick up what it's, what's directly under it. So what the windrower does, and it does save you some time, so I would recommend it personally, is basically use that windrower, and what it'll do is pick up all of this grass that's kind of spread everywhere and puts it in one neat little row. And so what that will do is allow you to pick it up with the baler that much quicker and that much easier. And so yeah, that's basically it. So let me finish to the end of the row, and then I'll show you what the windrower does. So again, this is the second step, heading. Let's look at the third step right now, wind rowing, which again is optional, but I'd highly recommend it. Good job, worker. Keep at it. I'm paying you good wages. Make sure those rows are straight. Alright, so in case you guys don't know where the windrowers are, they're found over here in the shop by pressing P. You go windrowers, and here it is for 17,000. This is 2 rows worth. I have this one here, 4 rows. This one does 6. And so it gives you an idea of what it is and how it works. By the way, let's say you don't know how to open things and you don't know where the controls are. If you press F1, they pop up. I like to keep it open all the time, but I've basically memorized them. So, okay. So you see how big this is? To let you know, the other one that's less expensive is just like the back 2. That's the width of it. So again, imagine going over this with the baler. It would be a pain in the butt. You go over this once with the windrower and watch what it does. Boom. And there you go. And so pretty much try to catch as much of the grass as you can. You will probably miss some, but that's not a big deal. The idea is you're going to run through this with a baler once, and that's it. And it's going to save you time. You probably run through the baler. If you did not windrow this, you'd probably go back and forth around 4 times, I would guess. And you still probably wouldn't pick all of it up because you'd miss certain areas, and then you have to stop the baler and turn around. And so look what I'm doing back here. See that? See that? It's a nice little row. It makes it all convenient to just run it over with the baler. So like I said, this is not a necessary step. I can just run over the baler, but again, it is a lot simpler. I'm going to stop right here. And the reason is I'm going to bring the bale over and just show you how it is over here and the difference with the rower. So I'll meet you back in a bit. Alright, so here we are with the baler. Now, if you go to the store here, let me look, baling technology, there are 2 choices. These are in-game. There are mods that you can add, but we're just going to stick with these 2. So this one here does round bales. Okay, the advantage to this is that, well, it is a lot cheaper. The disadvantage would be that, of course, every time you make a bale, you have to stop moving, unload it, and then close the machinery, and then again start. This one costs double the amount. However, with this one, you make square bales, which is really good for piling up, but also it's continuous. You never have to stop the baler. You can literally keep running and it poops them out. It's really cool. I'll explain how to pick them up in a little bit, but let me just run through this. Let me lower it right there. Let me start it up, and then I will just move over this. And you see, this is kind of the stuff that I did before, and I didn't windrow it. So look what I would have to do. See how I'm going back and forth over it, and I'm trying to pick it up. And so I'm gonna leave some stuff, and so look, I'm gonna go back around. And so you see, it is possible to directly pick it up after you tether, right? But is it practical? I don't know. In my opinion, no. Some people may disagree, but that's fine. The idea is you do whatever you want in the game, but I'm just showing you the steps, right? You be as creative as you want. You play the way you want to play. Maybe you don't want to buy a windrower, or maybe you don't have enough money. And so you start out like this. Not a problem. You just start spinning around, and there you go. However, the windrower, for me, in my opinion, is the way to go. So let me just position myself over here. Let me just grab a little bit of this. And here we go. So this is what I windrowed. And look at that. It also fills up a lot quicker. Why? Because I got all that grass and put it into one row. And this machine, when it gets, so the limit is 4,000, it'll start beeping just like that. And then once you hit that 4,000 mark, it automatically stops picking it up. So I gotta unload the baler by pressing O. It poops it out. Close it again, and then I start off. So it's not that bad. But after a little bit, some people do get tired of opening, closing. So I completely understand that. Again, it is your choice if you decide to go with this one or with this one. This one is the same. It's just like I said, 4,000 each bale. This one 4,000 each bale. It just poops it out, obviously, continuously. You never have to stop and close and poop it out and then just close it again. So you don't have to do that. And so that's it. That's the last thing. And so that would be it. Now, how do you get this to your farm? How do you do that? Well, I will show you in a little bit right now. Alright, so now you have done all that work. You have cut your grass. You have tedded the grass so that it dries. You have windrowed it, or you've just picked it up basically and made a bale. How do you pick it up? Well, you have to get yourself one of these. So if we go to the store here, this is the cheapest thing that you can buy. So this is a tractor right here. But basically it's called a front loader. And so what you want to do is, the cheapest one you can buy is this one, 64,000. And basically you add this attachment. Just beware that they do only work on certain tractors. So look down here and it'll tell you, I won't go through that. But basically you're gonna need a Bale Spike, you're gonna need a front attachment, and the tractor that corresponds, okay? Or you can also use a telehandler, which costs a little more, but it's the same concept. You just get another Bale Spike here. It's a little more expensive. It works differently, but it gets the job done as well. Okay, I won't go through all the details, but basically, you would spike it up here. Let me show you what that looks like. Oh, okay. So you don't want to get that side. You want to get the round side. I guess I didn't have room for a back weight, but yeah. So there you go. You don't want to hold it too high up in the air if you don't have a weight. I would just recommend getting a weight, but for the tutorial purposes, I'm showing you like this. And then here you can do with it whatever you want. You can put it in your mixer wagon over here. You can add that to the cows, whatever you want to do. That's one option. If you want to carry a lot of these, this would be a pain in the butt to carry them back and forth. So you go back to baling technology and you get one of these, DPW 180. And it's basically a big trailer where you just load them on here with the front loader. And that's it. Here's another one that you can use that this is in the IT Runner DLC. But anyway, those are two ways. So let me put that back. Let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you don't want to mess with this, or you get a little bit more money. Well, then all you're going to need is a tractor and this implement right here. Going back to Bale technology, you'll see the Ursus. This one is for round bales. This one is for square bales. And basically this one holds 8 round bales. This is pretty much an automatic pickup machine. Let me show you how it works. Basically open it up. I'm not doing anything but driving into it. Okay, all you got to do, there's really no direction to it. You just go boom. It automatically loads it up into there. It is awesome. Again, you can only load 8 in here. If you're gonna do square bales, okay, and you go back over here, this one loads 16. That's the max here. So that's kind of cool. So I would recommend that in the long run. I know some people don't really like the other bales. You know, some people, it's a competition. You know, some people say square bales are better, some people say round bales are better. And this, wherever you want, I'm just gonna come over here right next to my farm, right next to the single one of straw that I have, and you're just gonna back it up. I like to back it up against this. Again, I can move them later, not a big deal. And let's say I want to upload them there, or just drop them off there. I hit O, boop, drive forward, and that's it. As easy as pie. You can have 8 bales right there. So I hope this helped you guys out. Please leave a thumbs up. If you have any other questions, if something wasn't clear, if you want me to give another tutorial for something else in the game, I'd be more than happy to do that. I appreciate your guys' support, your subscriptions. You are awesome. And don't forget, no matter what, be hopeful.